My name is Aiden, and this is my mom, Lisa. We are doing these
You gotta speak up.
we are doing these seed shapes. You make out a seed.
And we're gonna hang them for the birds, right?
Yeah.
So who asked us to make them?
My old preschool teacher, Miss Jen.
Let's not call her old.
But you said you said that.
I did not say she was old. I said she was your preschool teacher.
Yeah, she was my old preschool teacher because I had two preschool teachers.
So she was your preschool teacher before. She's not old.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so these are actually really easy to make. I made a batch last night so I could show you guys how to make them. So I'm going to let Aiden make them. So what they are is they're like a gelatin kind of a paste with birdseed in it, and you can hang them out for the birds to eat. As he's hitting me with a spoon. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so what's our first thing that we need?
We need 3/4 cup of flour.
All right, so 3 of those, not heaping.
Not 3 of these, 1 of these.
No, 3 of those.
Because it's 1 quarter.
That's 1/4. So 1.
1. 2.
Oh, and by the way, these are messy. So I'll share some tips if you have little hands, like little hands helping you to do these. But they do get rather messy. You might want to do them outside. Like, oh, we don't need this anymore. And I'll show you some things with the shapes that you might need to do. Or, you know, if you have a 10-year-old that's annoying like this, get your hands out of the flour.
I just turned 10, so you can't see them.
Oh.
10 years.
All right, what's the next thing that we need? So we have 3/4 of a cup of flour.
1/2 cup of water.
All right, so I'm gonna fill this up for you.
Why can't I do it?
Because my water comes out fast.
So.
All right, put that in there.
It's my water too.
All right, and these, don't get that on my computer. These smell good enough to eat because I'm using a nut and berry mix. However, do not eat them because birdseed does not come from an FDA regulated company with human grade birdseed. Most birdseed doesn't. If you wanted to make these for yourself, that's completely fine. All the stuff in it is edible, except you would get a human grade nut and berry mixture. So, what's our next thing?
The camera is off in here as well.
What's our next thing?
I don't know what
1 envelope of unflavored gelatin. So put that in there. So I just got the Great Value unflavored gelatin. If you find Knox, you can get the Knox unflavored gelatin. There are 4 packages in each box. One of these batches makes a ton. So you don't have to like double up on the batch. This is one single batch.
It looks disgusting but smells yummy.
All right.
It smells like oatmeal.
All right, what's the next?
I don't know.
What does it say on my thing?
3 tablespoons of corn syrup.
Okay, so the corn syrup, I'm going to show you a little trick. Anything that's sticky can use this trick. You're going to take some spray.
Oil.
So I have an olive oil spray, and you're going to spray your container. So I'm going to spray my spoon, drop off a little bit of the extra, and then we're going to do our tablespoons of just white corn syrup, or Karo. So 1, and it slides right out easily. 2, mix 3. What's the last ingredient that we need, Aiden? But first you got to mix this up.
4 something
cups.
4 cups of birdseed. Your handwriting is bad.
Sorry, mix that together first. And then we're going to show them what it looks like. So it almost looks like a wallpaper paste. When you get it all mixed together, that's what's going to keep them together.
It smells disgusting.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I know it smells a little, but.
All right, you get it all mixed up? All right, show them what it looks like. So hold up your bowl like this and tip it. So it looks almost kind of like a wallpaper pasty looking glop. Now we're going to add 4 cups of our nut and berry. And this is where it kind of gets messy.
Messy!
Let's not try to make it messy though. Hey, stop.
I try to make it messy.
If he makes it messy, he's going to clean up my whole kitchen. How's that? All right, that's a heaping cup, but put it in.
Yep.
Your next cup, you don't want that heaping. You just want a cup.
That 1.5. Right?
Pretty much. So I'm going to make this cup a little short. So there's 2, 3, 4. All right, go ahead and mix those up, bud.
Where?
Let me get some of these seeds. Just be careful, it kind of gets out of hand, so just mix it slow. So while he's mixing that, I'm going to show you kind of what we've done here.
It smells good now.
I have a sheet pan with wax paper on it. Because this is not going to be baked, we can use wax paper. If this was going to be baked, we would have to use parchment paper. So the parchment P looks like a little B when you turn it upside down, so that can be baked. Wax paper, W, does not look like a B. And yes, for all of you out there who are saying, yeah, it does if you turn it aside. No. Wax paper cannot be cooked with, don't cook with it. So I've got quite a few different shapes on here. If you're using these little cheap cookie cutters from Walmart, they're thin, so you're going to get more of them out of this batch. These thicker ones take a little bit more of the bird seed, but they're a little sturdier. And then I've sprayed the whole wax paper and all of my cookie cutters with like Pam or some sort of olive oil spray. So there's that, a non-stick spray. So I'm going to let him get this. Stop! All right, and move. All right, so he's going to show you what we're going to do with some straws here. So we're going to take these straws, and this is what we're going to make our holes so we can hang these bird seed feeders with. So I need him to cut them into like 1.5-inch strips.
I don't know how.
Oh my gosh,
where's the measure?
You don't need a measurer.
Yes, I do.
Here, we're going to eyeball it. Watch. Come here. We don't need a ruler.
Do it perfect.
We're going to eyeball it.
I'm going to do it perfect.
So cut them into that length.
Oh my gosh,
So it's just long enough to go through the cookie all the way. So cut both of these into those.
Let me measure with them.
All right.
Give me them.
And so this has all come together into kind of a paste. And I'm going to do the first one to show you, and then I'll let him do the rest of them. But I want to show you how to get this done. So what you're going to do is take spoonfuls of this and take your tray. So I'm going to do this like flower shape down here. And I'm going to stick spoonfuls in and just pack it in. So you might want to put some...
Oh no, it flew
It's okay.
away.
Our straws are flying away. You might want to put some flour on your hands or a little bit of Pam or non-stick spray on your hands when you do this, because it does get a little sticky. So I'm just packing it in to these greased cookie shapes.
Some of them are right there, Mom. We're done. I just need to go get the other ones.
Okay. Then can you hand me one?
I
All right. So once I get it nice and filled.
Why can't you just grab one from right beside you?
Oh, they're right beside me? Okay. So once they're nice and filled and packed in, we're going to insert a straw.
Insert!
Into where you want the hole. So you want to make sure the straw goes all the way down.
Push!
To the bottom. You may need to use like a chopstick or, you know, something else if your straws are not malleable enough.
That's why we have sticks.
But these straws are actually straws that are biodegradable. And so these, even if I left them in, which we're not going to, will biodegrade. So this is a shape, and this is how you pack it in. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to leave that shape for 2 to 3 hours. After 2 to 3 hours, you can unmold them from the shape gently. And then once they're unmolded from the shape, you leave them for overnight. And so this is what they look like after they've rested overnight.
Yeah. They don't want to see it.
What you're going to do,
Don't
let's
see
see,
me.
which one should I show them? Like a dinosaur?
Dinosaur.
All right, so this is my dinosaur.
The
He's a little chunky dinosaur.
He's fat.
And I think he lost his tail, but that's okay.
I think he
So
lost his
you pull this
eye.
out,
He's
and
Jimmy.
if you did it right, you should have a hole all the way through.
His name is Jimmy. He lost his eye.
I'm not saying anything.
And he's
So,
and he's big and chunky.
so you might have to like poke a little extra hole through, but this one seems to be all the way through. So what we're gonna do
I'm Daddy.
is we are going to put some string through. I'm not doing this.
You have to deal with me
All right,
for the rest
so
of the
this
school
one came
year.
all the way through.
And summer. And fair.
So we're gonna
and
put
a
these.
whole other years.
We're gonna put these through here.
I want to do that.
You can tie it. You can hold it up and show them.
I'm not tying it. You can tie it.
All right, and then
Okay,
we're
you
gonna
can
hang it
tie it.
outside for the birds.
I have
So they're cute little bird feeders
tractor keys.
that the birds can feed. So we're gonna stay live on this.
I have new tractor keys.